I'm heavier now. I'm faster. I think I'm stronger. So if it is Zhang next, um, I feel like I can beat him better than I did the first time. I've been calling for a rematch since our fight back in 2018.
Yeah.
I respect Dillian and what he's done in boxing, but I feel like the fighter that I am now, I will smash his face.
Cette vidéo est sponsorisée par SHADOWBOXING App. Vous rêvez de débuter ce sport magnifique qu'est la boxe, mais vous ne savez pas par où commencer. Bien, j'ai la solution pour vous. Je vous présente un nouvel élève. Par souci d'anonymat, nous l'appellerons Kabir. Et comme beaucoup de nouveaux élèves, Kabir fait n'importe quoi. Heureusement, son coach est là pour le rappeler à l'ordre. Bon, le sac, c'est pas trop ça, alors Kabir s'essaie au shadow, sans grand succès. Mais grâce à son partenaire d'entraînement, Kabir va enfin voir la lumière. Kabir vient de découvrir SHADOWBOXING App, l'application qui t'accompagne dans tes entraînements et révolutionne le shadow. Grâce à SHADOWBOXING App, tu peux non seulement découvrir les bases de la boxe, mais aussi casser la routine. Si t'en as marre des shadows un peu ennuyeux et que tu veux découvrir autre chose à la maison comme à la salle, télécharge SHADOWBOXING App. L'application est notée 4,9 par plus de 6200 utilisateurs à travers le monde. Mais surtout, grâce à SHADOWBOXING App, Kabir le nulos est devenu Kabir le monstre. Et maintenant, son coach est fier de lui. Pouvoir continuer à l'aider à progresser. Téléchargez SHADOWBOXING App, les liens sont dans la description. Hey Joe, how are you?
Very good, thank you. Good to see you guys.
Good to
Good to
see
see you.
you. Thank you. Thank you for being here. What
Thank you
what
so
a
much.
privilege to have you.
We
Yeah.
I
Sorry,
had
we're gonna have the French accent. It's gonna be sick.
that's okay. That's okay. That's okay.
Thank you so much.
We have a few questions. First of all, how are you doing? Are you fine? Are you okay? Are you great?
You know what? I am happy. I got great balance in life with training, boxing, with family time, with things I do outside of boxing. So I can't complain. Life is good. I'm very content and I'm happy with everything. And I'm just looking forward to when I can fight next. But for now, everything is very good.
An
Yes,
happy fighter is a dangerous fighter. So
exactly. That's nice to hear, and we are happy for you. That's cool. Talking
yeah,
Everything is
about
great.
yeah,
yes,
we're
talking
gonna
about
talk about your next fight, Kabir.
yes, yes. I wanted to talk about your next fight because you maybe have to defend your WBO interim title. So, do you have any opponents in sight, or do you think that some opponents want to take this belt?
I do have a rematch clause with Zhang,
Yeah.
and Zhang has said that he's interested in a rematch. So for me, I've just been in New Zealand training and waiting. If they can make the fight with Zhang happen, great. He deserves
Yeah.
to have the rematch because it's in the contract. If it doesn't happen with Zhang, I'll fight anyone.
Yeah.
But at the moment, I'm just in New Zealand training, and I'm just waiting to find out when I can lock in the next opponent and what event I'm going to be on. Hopefully, in sometime in December. But sitting here today, I don't know who I'm fighting. There's no real confirmation yet. There's a few names being mentioned. There's
Yes.
Zhang, Carbayel, there's Bacoli, but nothing's being confirmed or locked in.
We got Zhang on the show a few days ago, maybe 5 days ago, something like this, and we asked him for his next opponent, just like we did with you, and yeah, he explicitly mentioned you and the rematch clause, and it looks like he wants the rematch. Makes sense. You have the WBO interim title. So it makes sense. And he talked about a fight in December in China. So what do you think about it?
I think I did hear something that they want to do a big fight in China with Zhang. He has a big following in China, and China's a big place with a lot of people. I'll fight anyone. If Zhang wants a rematch and they make that fight happen, I'll fight him again. Zhang's a very talented fighter, and he's very skillful. He's got power. He dropped me twice in our last fight. But since the last fight, I have changed a few things in training. I've put on some good weight. I've adjusted a few things, and the only thing now that I'm waiting to do is to fly to Ireland and train with Andy Lee to do the boxing. But I've been in New Zealand doing strength conditioning. I'm heavier now. I'm faster. I think I'm stronger. So if it is Zhang next, um, I feel like I can beat him better than I did the first time. And of course, he thinks he can beat me and knock me out. But I'm a lot more confident with the size I put on, and the hand speed is still there. And I just, I feel like I'm a smarter fighter now with age.
Yes.
Yeah, I saw, and you just gave me the transition. I saw on Instagram your stories. You look big and you look ripped. So are you really heavier than you were in your last fight, or it's just an
My
illusion?
my last fight, I was 113 kgs.
Okay.
Like sitting here now talking to you guys, I'm 121.
Ooh, wow. Yeah. Okay.
But
Yeah,
still,
you're
So
bigger. You're
I
bigger.
was
I got up to 124, 125, but we've started a different phase, the endurance phase of camp. And whatever I do, I trust in George Lockhart and his training, and I trust in Andy and his training. And I just turn up and put in the work and trust the process, trust my team. And I honestly, I'm very excited to fight next, whoever it's going to be. I can't wait to get into the ring and show this new, I don't know, new, bigger and better and faster boxer that I am.
Yeah, talking about next opponents, potential next opponents, we also talked with Zhilei Zhang about Martin Bakoli and the fight that he did with Jared Anderson. It was a really good performance. What do you think about Martin Bakoli and eventually an eventual fight with him?
Martin McCauley looked good against Jared Anderson. I think, Martin's a big man and he's heavy, but he's got good power. And Jared Anderson, he looked okay, but maybe he had the wrong game plan, or I'm not sure what happened there. But Martin McCauley is a fighter that has made a big statement by beating Jared Anderson. He still is young, up and coming, but just went through sort of like a bump on
A
the
bump.
road,
Yep.
you know? So I feel like Martin McCauley can be a serious fight for a lot of heavyweights out there, including myself. I'll fight anyone.
Yeah.
Truly. When they say to me, do you want to fight this guy or this guy? I said, I'll fight anyone. But
Yes.
Martin McCauley can be an opponent, in the near future.
That's pretty clear.
Yeah, and I have another question because it looks like everybody is calling you out right now. Yeah, you're high ranked, you have a belt, so makes sense actually. Mosisi Thomas and Frank Warren talked about you. That was kind of a surprise. What do you make of it?
I had Moses Atuma inspiring to prepare for Zhang, and he's a very talented fighter. And I think he's going to do great things in the heavyweight division. I think he has a lot of experience for his age. He sparred myself. He sparred Tyson Fury. I think he sparred Anthony Joshua. He sparred everyone. But for me, I will back myself against anyone. I don't care who they are. I don't care what age they are or where they're from. I back myself against anyone. And at the moment, I want to be champion of the world. So if I look at the fights, I need to take fights of fighters that are above me or
Yeah.
ranked higher, because that's my goal. His goal is to fight for the championship of the world, Moses Tuma, and he's calling out all of us guys at the top. But my goal is to be champion of the world as well, and I want to fight the guys above me. So at the moment, that fight's not really of interest, but maybe down the line when he keeps progressing and getting better and reaches the top five in the world, then that could be a fight that can happen.
I think there's a fight you're gonna be interested in. It's Joshua versus Dubois. Makes sense. You're talking about the guys above in the rankings. Uh, well, that's for a belt. There's a Fury Usyk rematch in December, so there's this one for three belts, and there's the IBF Championship, Joshua versus Dubois. We know your history with Anthony Joshua. We know how it worked. We know the WBO belt and stuff. A rematch with Joshua, or maybe a fight with Dubois, if he
Listen,
came on top.
I would have loved to fight the winner of Joshua and Dubois, or like whoever. But I think that's a very interesting fight. I know a lot of, that's a big heavyweight fight.
Yeah.
It's going to be in England at Wembley Stadium. There's going to be a lot of eyes on this fight, including myself. I'm probably going to be there in person and do a bit of work there for the zone. But it's an interesting fight. Joshua is the favorite. I feel Joshua's the favorite, but Dubois he's looked very good in his last two fights, and he showed that he can overcome adversity in the fight and hard time. And he showed a bit of like grit, and he
Yep.
showed a bit of dog in him, and he was able to, with the Miller fight, and then taking a lot of right hands from Hergovich, and he was able to overcome that. So you just don't know with Dubois and how he's going to turn up, and also the coach that he has, very very experienced coach, and I think it's going to be a very interesting and exciting fight because both guys can bang.
Yeah. Do you have any prediction actually?
You know what? I chose Herkovich to win against Dubois, and I was wrong. Uh, and I'm probably going to swing towards Joshua, but I can't wait to see it. So I'm sort of leaning towards Joshua. Like I think, like most people,
Mm.
he will be the favorite. I feel, but Dubois has a big chance, and I'm looking forward to
Yeah.
seeing how that unfolds.
Yeah, but we had a theory about all's going on right now in the heavyweight division and the Saudis coming in and stuff. It looks like, maybe I'm mistaken, but it looks like we're gonna have the winner of Joshua Dubois against the winner of Usyk Fury for another
That's
undisputed fight. Looks like it. And so it's maybe you will have to wait maybe two fights or something like this to get the chance for the belts. Um, I think you want to stay active. You fought like five times in 14 months or something like this, like last year. That was crazy. And you haven't fight since March, so far
yeah.
it's okay. But if you fight in December, is it a bit long for you, or is it, you know?
It's a bit long, but at the moment, like I said, I've just been very patient, and maybe Matchroom, Queensbury, Turkey, Spencer Brown. I think they're giving other fighters a chance to fight on the big stage. But if I could have it my way, I would have kept busy and I would have had two fights already since March. Now I'm ready to go now. I was ready to go after March, but like I said, I've just been patient and waiting for what's next.
Yeah, you're too high on the division now. You're too high on the rankings, so it's great, but I think it doesn't suit you really well because you have to wait for big opponents for big fights, and you can't really stay active as much as you would
Yes.
like.
Yeah, I would love to stay active, but being highly ranked, I guess you just have to wait for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Of
But
course.
it would be nice since March if I had two more fights.
Yeah.
Activity is key and it gives you good momentum. And also, when you're in the ring fighting these top guys, you're also learning all the time. And you're like, okay, this is working, that's working. My fitness is great, my movement is good. Maybe I can work on this, work on that. But um, I've been very patient and I've been working very hard. But when the time comes, I'm going to take it with both hands.
Yes, I understand. As you said previously, you have to fight with opponents that are higher than you, but there's not so much opponents highly ranked, though. So it's a little bit complicated to find some fighters to keep you in activity, but also that are challenging for you. So I understand the situation, and the theory of like a tournament would be a great idea because there's a lot of people that want your belt, that want to also have the chance to fight against the next undisputed champion or the current undisputed champion. So
That's
yes,
a
it's
great idea. Listen, if they
yeah,
had a tournament,
yeah,
like this guy fights this guy fights this guy, and then just boom, boom, boom. But like you said, be nice to. It's always nice to be active and keep
yeah,
busy. But being at the top, you got other fighters who want you, and fighters you can fight these fights. You keep busy, but it's also a risk.
yeah.
And then also if you want to, so do you be patient or do you take whatever fight you can get, or do you fight any other fighters? Just about making the right plan.
And you made one of the best call outs ever, I think, calling out Dillian. So, would it be an interesting fight? White is not the big name. Maybe he's still the big name, but he's not highly ranked as he was. He's not the WBC interim champ and stuff. But would it be something that might interest you? It will be an opportunity to avenge a loss. So
Of course.
maybe, yeah.
I would like, I think I mentioned it before, I'd like to avenge the loss to Joshua, avenge the loss to Dillian White, Joe Joyce. And the Dillian White fight, I've been calling for a rematch since our fight back in 2018.
Yeah.
I respect Dillian and what he's done in boxing, but I feel like the fighter that I am now, I will smash his face.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
You
think
know, but when you share the ring with a fighter, you're always going to have the respect for that fighter. And you know, we do get along sometimes, we don't get along sometimes. But if I had the chance to fight him, of course, 100%.
and Joe Joyce
Okay.
too. So you said Joe Joyce and Joe Joyce also same for Joe
Joe
Joyce.
Joyce, but
Yeah,
at the moment, he's sort of his last fight he lost to Chisora.
yeah.
The fight before that, he fought Cash Ali. He didn't look the best.
Mm.
Then the fights before that, he lost to Zhang twice, but then he beat me. And I shouldn't have fought that time because I wasn't 100%. But you learn from these fights, and you know, in the future, it will never happen again where you fight and you're not really 100% all there. But Joe
Yeah.
Joyce is a tough fighter, and if I could have the chance to fight him one day, of course, welcome to all fights.
Previously, you're talking about the all the stuff that you have around you with also the condition physical, the physical condition, but also all the boxing aspects with Angeli who is in your camp and in your corner. What are the improvement and what Angeli gave you during all the preparation and the training that you're doing with him?
So at the moment, I got George Lockhart looking after strength and conditioning, and
Yeah,
George is a genius. He does the strength and conditioning, he does the nutrition, he does the recovery, and he's gotten me in great shape. And then with Andy, Andy's like the one that looks after all the boxing and looks after the
yeah,
whole camp. And Andy has taught me about correcting the basics. Sometimes when you're in boxing, when you learn the basics and then you get to a certain level, you sort of try all these different things and you sort of change your style. But the most important thing is to have the basics and do it the best.
okay.
And so Andy has sort of broken me back to the beginning and made everything a lot stronger, you know. And me, Andy, and George Lockhart, we make the best team.
Since you
Yes.
team up with Andy Lee, it's working really great. We know Andy Lee is a boxing genius. I think we can call him that, and is one of the heir of Emmanuel Stewart and the Kronk
Yeah,
great,
yeah.
yeah, the Kronk great years. So I think having the Kronk way, the basics makes a great boxer even better. I
Yeah,
think
and
Andy has
also
that. Yeah.
when you have someone like George Lockhart who's had MMA fights and he's worked with Conor McGregor, John Jones, Tyson Fury, worked with everyone. Then you have Andy Lee, who's a former world champion, and he's very experienced. And like you said, comes from that Kronk background and Kronk team. You know, when you have these guys helping you and guiding you, you trust them, and you can see the results. And at the moment, we're on a great climb and long may it continue.
Yeah, and Kronk is coming back for everybody looking. Kronk is trying to
To
like a
To
revive.
open,
phoenix. Yeah,
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 yeah, yeah.
exactly. So they're coming back. I talked with the new CEO when I was in Riyadh for Ring of Fire, and they really want to
Bring Kronk back.
endorse the Kronk legacy. So that's great.
Beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. One of the best gym ever, I think. Really.
Yeah.
I think, one more question, and it's the one we ask everybody. Your favorite heavyweight fighter ever?
My favorite heavyweight fighter ever. You know, I liked many heavyweights. I liked Larry Holmes. I liked David Tua from outside of the world. I like Mike Tyson. But one heavyweight for me that stood out was Lennox Lewis.
Yeah.
I like the way that he boxed. I like the way that he used his height and his reach. The fights that he did lose, he came back and avenged those losses, and he retired at the top of the game, champion of the world. and he's got a great story, and I was fortunate enough to meet him. He's one of my, I was like, he's one of my idols, and I got to meet him, and yeah, that's one of my favorite fighters. Probably favorite of nearly all of them is Lennox Lewis.
And another guy from Kronk, so
Another guy from Fox.
Everything makes sense.
One more guy. Sorry, Roy Jones Jr. He was a beast.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Even if heavyweight, effectively. Yes.
Yeah, Captain
He was
Hook.
a beast.
It was something. Yeah, it was something. Thank you so much, Joe.
Thank you.
That
Joe.
was a great pleasure.
Pleasure.
We'll be in London covering the fight, Joshua Dubois. So if we
So
bump into each other, we'll grab a beer.
I look forward to seeing you guys soon.
Thank you.
So much.
Bye bye,
Thank
Joe.
you guys
Bye bye.
very much. Have a good day.
Cheers. Everyone.
Cheers. Bye.